guys, welcome to Vintage African Hairstyles, your number one go-to on how-to for all your classic African hairstyles. And I'm your favorite virtual hairdresser. I know it's presumptuous of me to assume by the first episode that I'm your favorite virtual hairdresser, but I just know these things because when I meet people, I just connect with them. And I've met you, even if you're my 10 millionth viewer, I have met you and have connected with you, and I have decided for us that I am your favorite virtual hairdresser because nobody drops the tutorial videos like I do, and nobody assists them with gist like I do. So sit back and enjoy your step-by-step guide on how to do the African hair shuku. I hope it's easy to follow. I tried to break it down as easy as I could. So we start. In this tutorial video, we're going to be looking at the hairstyle popularly known in Nigeria as shuku. If you know what it's called in your country, feel free to drop it here. But here in Nigeria, in the Yoruba region, is generally called shuku. As you can see, it looks like a crown going to the top of the head. All the hair is supposed to go up in a straight line and meet at the middle like that. So we'll first start by spreading out the hair. We have to comb out the hair so that it's easier to part. You take your cotton comb. I use a wooden cotton comb. It's called ilaru in my country. It's pretty sharp and not sharp enough to stab anybody, please. It's just sharp enough to get you a straight line. So you divide the hair into a straight half, and then you now divide it into a quarter. You look at where you want your shuku to be. We want it right up there, high in the middle, and that's where our meeting points would be. So it will look almost like 4 quadrants when you're done dividing. And make sure your lines are as neat as possible. The beauty of hair is always in the lines. You can go back, re-straighten your lines to make sure that it's all even and equal. As you can see, that's what I'm doing here. You get your four equal part quadrants, and then the center should be where your shuku would be. So you straighten up your line. Once your line is crooked, then your hair would look crooked and it won't look as neat. We're going to do what I like to call our guiding pattern. It's going to help us have the perfect shuku by dividing the hair into 4 quadrants. So you're going to divide your first line from the top. You partition your hair according to how big you want it to be. If you want smaller sizes, you can do smaller sizes, but you're just going to take the first one from the top and divide it to the back. You're going to weave it towards the back. It's going to go up towards the back. So the weaving is going really fast because I'm assuming most of us already know how to do the weaving. This isn't a video for people who just want to learn how to weave hair. I feel like there are a lot of videos out there on YouTube already, but if you insist on one, I could actually do a tutorial video on how to weave hair, but I'm assuming you already know how to weave hair. So you take it down to the tip of the hair, just like that. You open your second quadrant and then divide. So as you can see, what I'm trying to do is get a pattern here that you would eventually follow. So the idea of it is, yeah, you can open up the second one so that everything is even. Your quadrants are not stuck in gold. I know because you're so stressed about the lines and whatnot, but they are not stuck in gold. The beauty of the hair is actually the lines of the main weaving. So the quadrants are your assistants, basically. You weave the hair up again. Remember that the shuku is meant to meet up there in the middle. So the weaving is going up now. Look at that weaving. Oh my goodness. You look at me, you think I'm just a fast weaver. Like I can just plait that hair like a robot. Actually, it is in fast forward right now. That's why it looks this way. It's in fast forward. I don't weave that fast, man. But I'm sure there are people that weave this fast. Like when I used to be in Cotonou, the women that used to braid my hair, they were like machines. They just go like So you do the same for your back quadrants. You part the hair, you take out the portion that you'd like to weave, and make sure your portions are even. If you start off with the thick portion, I believe that you should continue with a thick portion, unless the hairstyle that you are doing calls for like a thin one, a thick one, a thin one, a thick one. That's a whole different story. But if you're doing like a basic weave, just try to even out your portions. You can use your eye to gauge it, as they say it in my country. You just use your eye to gauge the matter. You weave that up. You see the purpose of this not at the end, very soon. you see the reason why you have to do these 4 quadrants. These 4 quadrants would guide your eventual shuku. I don't know how many people have actually attempted to do shuku before. You just realize that at some point your shuku is becoming patewo, and some people's shuku used to end up being all back. Or 2 steps because they didn't get their quadrants right. You think that the portioning of it is quite simple. You see it on here, it's just for the hair to come up in the middle, but there's actually a system to it, and the system to it is to actually think of it like a pizza. So what you're doing is you're cutting thin pizza slices. As you can see, I'm constantly greasing the scalp because I feel like from the scalp the oil will go up and spread through the hair when I comb it, and the scalp is what really needs the nutrients, and it gives the hair this nice sheen. Your partition is supposed to go from fat to very, very skinny. In fact, by the end of your shuku, you should almost have like just a drop of hair. Actually, if you can see, I don't know if you can notice, my partitioning, it goes from fat to very skinny. So by the end of it, what you're actually picking up are just little strands of hair, because this entire fat portion has to share this entire skinny portion right here, and this is your quadrants that you are going to use. So by the time you think of it by like a pizza slice, you understand why it has to get skinny in the middle, and then everything will come up and meet in that part. I'm sure you're looking at how I'm cutting this line. Yeah, it wasn't easy like that. So on average, I spend about 5 to 10 minutes cutting lines, because I spend most of my time cutting the lines because I understand how straight lines are very, very, very important. We've started our journey to the shuku land, and yeah, I'm going to show you how to do every line because it is a tutorial video, so it won't be as if I just did magic and whatnot. Nope, I wove the hair. I actually did weave the hair. I'm going to hit you guys up with some random thoughts I usually have and some random conversations I have with my friends, because like every hairdresser shop, when you go to hairdresser shop, what you get there is nothing but gist. If you want to know what's happening, go to your hairdresser shop, you're gonna get gisted, and this your virtual hairdresser ain't no different. So my friends and I were talking because I'm Nigerian, and so we're talking about when you travel abroad, and one of my friends has this huge hope that when she travels abroad, she's going to be able to eat. Her biggest issue is how she's going to eat, basically. So she used to want to depend on like pizza and fast food and stuff, and then I had to just break her heart and let them know that, auntie, the pizza that you're tasting here in Nigeria, the bread and stew and maggi that they are giving us is not the same as the pizza in the abroad, because our maggi and their maggi, number one, is not the same thing. Our Maggi and their Maggi do not jam. First and foremost, do you realize that we call everything Maggi here? Guys, please don't lie. How many of you know that bouillon cube means Maggi? Let me now tell you about how I found out that bouillon cube and Maggi and one are the same. It's just that one has more bouillon inside. First time I heard bouillon cube, I was so confused. Like, I went to watch one of those videos, one of those tutorial videos, and they're like, put the salt, put the ginger, and then I saw bouillon cube. I said, what's today? What wait until today? They've brought another one. Which one is bouillon cube again? Where will I find bouillon cube in Nigeria? Tori alone. Only for me to Google a bit, check, and then I realized that bouillon cube is just Maggi, all those things. In fact, I don't even know how to explain how I felt. So me too now, I'm just saying, please pass the bouillon cube. No, I don't say that. I still say pass the Maggi, even if it's not Maggi I'm using, because that's how we roll. Okay, so oh my goodness, we finished the first quadrant. I've entered gist have carried me and go with this my tutorial video. So we entered the first quadrant, so you can see why it's good to do the quadrants. It will help you pizza slice your hair very well. Yeah, pizza slice your hair, that's a good one. Before I continue this tutorial video, help me and subscribe now, please. Just hit the subscribe button. It's just right there in the corner. They wrote subscribe on it. Click it. One click, just click it, that's all. Just click it. Have you clicked it? Now the thumbs up hit. Click it. Thanks very much, thank you. So I was trying to explain to her that the closest food that you can actually eat is maybe Chinese, perhaps some Mexican if you are very adventurous. That even their chicken is not the same thing. Our broiler and layer and their own broiler and layer go jail. Well, she was pretty heartbroken though, our Nigerians abroad, our Africans abroad, please come and help me confirm this story. And you can share your food experiences of, like, you know, when you first got abroad and how difficult it was for you to adjust to the food and all the mayonnaise and cheese and butter and all that in every. I see people call me bush, but I don't understand why you eating butter and rice. Why you eating cheese and rice? Well, there are so many things that are in my brain. It's just like, no, now rice is meant to be eaten with stew, vegetable, with plenty meat. This one, you give me leaf, you give me this thing, put salt on it, no Maggi, you know, so I should eat the rice. It's going to be very difficult for me. Just have carried me and go again. As you can see, we finished our second quadrant. I am there working hard to make sure that I finish the third quadrant, because at this point I'm sure that I was very tired as I was making this hair. Hairmaking is not as easy as you think, because you're going to be standing for a very long time. I respect every hairdresser out there. You stand for very, very, very long hours. Where was I? What was I gisting about? I was gisting about food. Average preparation time, not prepared, you see, I don't know what to call it. Preparation, average time to finish making the hair will be about 1 hour 30 minutes. That's how much you dedicate to the hair. And it's mostly the cutting of the lines, ensuring that the lines are smooth. That's what takes it. But that's for someone who is very skilled in, like, making hair. I don't know what your speed is when it comes to weaving. It might be longer, but it took me about 1 hour 30 minutes to make this hair. Third quadrant over. As you can see, this shuku is shaping up nicely and beautifully, and we are in our final phase, our final leg. Guys, did you think we would get here? I'm sure people were like, oh my god, this tutorial video is so long, how god, how am I going to watch it for this long? But guess what, I've been keeping you entertained. I've been giving you some entertainment right here. You guys, let me tell you how I used to watch films. That's how, when I hear about the film and all the buzz about the film, I'll now go online and go and Google the film. I'll go and check the movie spoilers. Everybody's like, oh my god, why are you doing that? You already know what's going to happen in the movie. Something. I say my time is too precious. It's too precious for me to waste movies are long right now. 2 hours, 3 hours to dedicate to a film. I'll now go and watch the 2 hours, 3 hours film that everybody has been shouting about. I'll now not like it. Hey, please, give me my movie spoilers, I beg. If you don't tell me what's happening inside the film, I'm not going to watch that film. I will watch as many spoilers as I can. I will read as many spoilers as I can. And then I will now go and watch the film and just be like, oh my god, it was worth it. And look at that. We have finished our shuku. Just like that. Oh, what a shuku. What a crown. What a glory. What a beauty. Wow. Just look at the details. Can you see the lines? How they come up like a perfect skinny pizza slice. When I was younger, I used to really love shuku. I used to feel like, oh my god, it brings out the beauty of my hair. It brings out the shape of my head. It's not like the shape of my head is that great, but it just used to feel like a queen when I'm on shuku. Because, you know, back then, I don't know how, but the way my hair was longer in the middle than the back. So I just felt like the true length of my hair comes out with shuku. And then you like put like little beads on it or like accessorize it. And then, you know, as you're walking, it's doing shikara. You're just like, oh, I'm such a pretty princess right now. Just check out my crown. That's how I used to feel with shuku. Thank you guys so much for staying to the end of the video. Thank you for not scrubbing through the video. Please hit the subscribe button. Please like the video. Share the video to all your friends who want to know how to make hair but don't know how to probably like these hairstyles. Just share the tutorial video. Thank you. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Subscribe. Thank you guys so much. Until the next episode, stay styling. And today I'm going to teach you how to make the hairstyle called police cap. That's the name in English. In my language, it's called Ipako Elede. I will say that again. It's called Ipako Elede, which translates into, you know what? I'm going to allow the Yoruba people just translate that in the comment section. Let's leave a little mystery here. As you can see, this is what the end of the hairstyle looks like. So it's like an all back like cornrows that come to the front instead of the back, but then they all kind of meet at the side and drop down the face. Like, oh my god, we're so stylish. We just like to move to the side and just drop down the face and accentuate the face. That's kind of what it looks like. It's a really pretty hairstyle, but then you also have to have the head for it. I advise you just have the head for it. If you have the head for it, it's great. If you don't, well, good luck to you. So we start, guys. Like I explained before, it all goes from the back to the front. You want to take your first partition from the back and take it to the front, but then you also want to do a nice curve with it. This hairstyle has something called brush. So what brush is you take a full part of the hair, but then you shift it to the side when you want to move it. So there's like your hair that is there, but then it's held down by the weaving. So it has a nice like full brush. Some people take the brush almost halfway to the hair. You can take it however you want to take it. So I'm just taking like a quarter part of her hair for the brush part, and then you cut it like a C, almost like a sickle, like a C, a sickle, or a crescent moon, however you want to describe it. But yeah, make sure the line is curved and let your first one show exactly where you want it to stop. So the first line is going to be like your guiding post. We're all about hair that guides in this tutorial, so that your hair is pretty and is proportionate and everything. As you can see, I'm checking how much brush I have and I'm adjusting my lines. We're all about those lines. Those lines have to be clean, they have to be straight, because the lines are mostly the beauty of the hair. They're like 75% the beauty of the hair. So I tie that part up so that it doesn't disturb me. I comb out the hair as smoothly as I can. I try to grease the hair also. Greasing is very important to me, greasing the scalp. I use a leave-in conditioner, or I take some oil. I use hair oil, or I use the both. It really helps, because then you're taking care of the scalp from the roots, and your hair is going to be in this protective style for a while, so your scalp kind of needs the food kind of thing. So you're doing two things. You are nourishing your hair scalp, you're nourishing your scalp with some nice hair food, and then you're giving your hair that nice shine and luster that you need. Look at me speaking grammar. Luster. Anyways, you start your weaving. As you can see, you pull it. I'm pulling it up to the side. I'm trying to pull the hair up as I go along. I add it up into the weave. I'm taking it in bits. I'm straightening it out, and I'm evening out my braid so that it doesn't become too big too fast. So what I'm doing is I'm taking up small portions, but I'm also reducing the portion in my braid and evening it out so it doesn't get too big too fast. And I have an even braid from at least the middle till the end. I have an even braid, even with the way I'm picking up the brush. I have my brush, I'm going to have my weave, I'm going to plait it out down, and then it will come down to the side. If you have long hair, this hair is really amazing. If you want to add some attachment to it, that's great. As you know, we're just doing the classic hairstyles. We're not doing any attachments adding yet. If you want to add attachments, you can. Right now I'm just doing hairstyles with natural hair. So for the second part, it's going to go the other way around. It's going to be like an opposite crescent moon. This one would also have a brush. So this is a very simple hairstyle, because you can be done with this hairstyle in about 45 minutes to an hour, depending on how fast you are. Because of how much of the brush you're actually taking, it kind of just reduces your weaving hours and your time and your cutting. So remember to brush the hair, comb out the hair. You have to make sure it's really smooth. I know some people might use gel for this part, kind of take like a stitch braid. That's fine. If you want to do that, that's also fine. So now you start the weaving, and while this weaving is going on, I believe that I can start my gist. Today I'm going to gist to people about how I misplaced a goat. On one of my movies, I had the bright idea to kind of like write a goat into the script, and so we're shooting with a like live living goat, and then I had to like rent this goat. But oh my god, can I just take a break and talk about how beautiful this braid is? Wow, look at that shine. I believe the shine is coming from the hair conditioner and the oil and the beautiful hair that I'm braiding. But oh my goodness, that's some great work right there. You take the second braid, the third braid actually, you cut it, you just continue cutting it round like a crescent moon. Basically, you just continue that vibe of cutting it around like a crescent moon. I'm doing the zigzag style. You can do the zigzag style. You can start it from the point and like let everything just meet in the center. I like the zigzag style because it gives a kind of like nice cool pattern to the police cap. Where was I? How I misplaced a goat. So that's how I went to go and shoot film more. I said I need goats. They brought the goats. This goat was an angry goat. He was not happy. He did not want to be a superstar at all. I was trying to make the goat a superstar. He's like, no, this is not my destiny. I just want to eat grass and eat leaves and poop around the town. I'm not interested in being a superstar with you. So for starters, the goat was angry, was trying to attack everybody. Then we shall finish now that, okay, we've shot with you against your will. We've shot with this goat, Abby. Let's now return the goat to the owner. We kept the goat outside our set that when it's time, we'll come and pick it up and carry it over. We believe that when it was time, we didn't find this goat again. This goat had disappeared. Hey, that's how my chest started beating, because a full goat, the price for a full goat is quite pricey. I could not afford to buy a full goat. That's why I went to rent a goat from someone who had a goat, and I had misplaced the goat of the person who had the goat. I'm like, hey, what am I going to do now? I shall search for the goat. My able AD/PM helped me to search for the goat all around the area, all around the neighborhood. He didn't find it. And this goat had family. It was like the leader of a pack. I think it was even a ram. Ram is the male. No, ram is male sheep. It was the male goat. He had his family members. So his family members used to come and look for him on set. Hey God, I'm not joking. There were like 5 other goats. There were like the small baby goats, maybe the mommy goats, the auntie goats, the family, the extended family of the goats. They will now come on set. They will be bleating. They'll be looking for him. They will pass by. They'll be like, hey, I say God, this goat. And we're shooting for maybe 3 days. And this was like maybe the second day. So by the third day, we're shooting a market scene in a still in the area, but like quite a distance from like where our original set for this thing. Will you believe that in the marketplace, we saw this goat family again, still looking for their daddy goats. They had not found their daddy goats as at the third day of shoot. I'm like, hey, so people said that these goats will come back, because everybody kept telling me that that's how goats are. They will come back. This family, they were still looking for their daddy goat. So I said, hey, God, see what I've done. I made the goat a superstar by force. Now the goat has run away. We cannot find the goat again. We interrupt the sweet gist to bring you some actual tutorial advice. As you are cutting the lines, please make sure that the lines are straight. Remember to grease the scalp so that the oil goes into the hair and you have a nice shine and luster. And as you can see, we're getting a nice zigzag pattern. So you're doing left, right, left, right. That's how you're cutting and braiding. One on the left, one on the right. One on the left, one on the right. That's how you get your nice zigzag pattern. Well, where was I? I said, okay, no problem. I shall finish shooting my film. I went to go and meet the family. We interrupt this gist and tutorial video. Don't forget it's a tutorial video, to beg you to please just subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. It's right there in the corner. They wrote subscribe on it. Please help me and subscribe and like. Subscribe and like. Subscribe and like. Thank you. So you can go back to your gist now. That's how this family of goats were looking for their daddy goats, and then I was done shooting. The goat had not come back. The goat had legit run away. So I went to go and confess my sins to the family that helped me, to the family that hooked me up with the goat. And I said, family, I'm so sorry. I've misplaced the goats. The goats ran away. I don't know what to do. If we have to buy a new goat, no problem. I'm ready to foot the bill. Even though I had absolutely 0 naira, my plan was to go and look for the money somehow to just, buy the goats. In my mind, I'm like, why didn't I just buy a goat from the start? At least by the end of it, I would have like soup. Anyways, I shall confess, and then they're like, oh no, don't worry, that's fine. That's what the goat usually does. That he usually goes off for a while. That he'll be back in at least in a week. He'll be back. Whew, I was so relieved. I'm like, oh, thank you, Jesus. Wow. Hey. I shall left. I shall told family thank you so much, and I quickly left. But to be honest, today I have no idea if they actually found the goats. I'm just, hoping and praying that they did actually find the goats. Well, seeing as they didn't call me, that means they perhaps actually found the goats. That's what I'm hoping, that since I've not received any phone call from them, that they actually ended up finding the goats. And so yeah, so that's my story on how I tried to make a goat a superstar and the goat refused and ran away instead. As you can see, we're at the end of the video and our patterns are looking beautiful, our lines are amazing, and our zigzag is amazing. So as you can see, we're still going with this nice C curve even down to the end, down to the very end. We're doing with the nice C curve. Wow, just look at that weaving, such a neat shiny weaving. Wow, girl, where'd you learn to weave like that? Girl, I taught myself how to weave like that on my Barbie doll and then later on a human being's head. Yeah, I'm so thankful to all the people in secondary school that allowed me use their hair for me to practice this, my weaving. Wow, so great, so great. It's just that hairdressing isn't really my calling. I would have opened a salon, but no, it's really not my calling. I can teach, but it doesn't mean that I have to, you know, let me just stick to my tutorial videos. But wow. Gist has finished, but the gist must continue because this video is still going on. You people, that's how I listen to this video. I watch this video and I realize that I keep saying there, like, I don't know, I sound like my Ghanaian brothers and sisters. I know complexion wise I resemble them small, but I didn't know that language wise also I've gone to go and pick up some there. I would say, look at the hair, look at like the hairstyle, like I don't even know, but how do you pronounce it? Is it the, is it whoa, English is confused me. Last I'll be doing Yoruba for these tutorial videos. Let's go back to our native language. I know that we're all right. It's just that even my Yoruba gonna say it to be sounding like Queen's English. Have you ever heard Queen's English Yoruba? My brothers and sisters, Queen's English Yoruba is not amazing at all. You know when they say, oh, Hausa people, when they speak English, oh, it sounds so sexy, she sounds so sophisticated. You expect that when you Queen's English Yoruba, it will sound great. My people, Queen's English Yoruba don't sound great at all. And I don't mean speaking Queen's English with Yoruba, I mean speaking Yoruba with Queen's English accents. It don't sound great, and I know a lot of people are waiting for me and people are begging me to speak that Queen's English Yoruba, but guess what, I will never. People cannot catch me. So that's the last braid, and as you can see, our police cap is done and our model is going to give us a beautiful 360. As you can see, we have the nice brush, we have the nice pattern at the back. You just have to put some gel in if you want, and yeah, you have your police cap. And I'm sure by the end of this video you are a police cap girl. So thank you very much for staying to the end of the video. Thank you for not scrubbing through. Thank you for watching every minute of it. Thank you for subscribing, because I know you've subscribed and you've liked. Thank you. But if you haven't, please subscribe. Hit the subscribe button, it's right there. Share this video with all your friends who you know are interested in making hair or love African hairstyles and are looking for ways to switch it up, the natural way or the African way. Please share. Secondary school students, I'm your plug. When they call your hairstyle, let me know. If you know the name of this hairstyle in your native language, please kindly drop it in the comment section. And please let me know the hairstyles you'd like to see. Any hairstyle you've always loved but you could never figure out how to do, drop it in the comment section and I'm sure we'll get right to it. One of these days we'll do a tutorial video on it. Thank you. And today I'm going to be teaching you how to make the hairstyle called Koroba. That's what it's called in the Yoruba language, Koroba, which I think roughly translates into just bucket. So I think it's because it looks like an upside down bucket. As you can see, it's like an upside down shuku where all the hair drops. So we start. This is our model today and she has beautiful long luscious hair. And the first thing we're going to want to do is comb the hair out so it's easier to part. And as you can see, I'm just enjoying myself combing the hair. Once the hair is combed out, you want to part it into 4 sections, 4 quadrants. Remember, this is like an upside down shuku, so we're doing our quadrants, we're sectioning into quadrants, 4 quadrants. But instead of weaving up, we're weaving down. from the center down. You guys, today's gist is hot. I can't even lie. Every episode's gist is hot, but this one, you will particularly like it. I can promise you. It involves tears. I'm going to gist you people about how Chicken Republic made me cry. We take our first line. It parts it into 4 quadrants. Take our first line from the front to the back. Split it into 4 equal sections, as equal as you can get. And I like to also draw the middle line, take it from the back to the front. It's easier that way. You can see what you're doing that way. If you take it from the front to the back for the first cut, that's good. But then if you really want to get the middle, you should get in front of the person and cut the middle part. That way you can see what you're cutting and you don't give the person a weird middle part. Yes, I said it. Chicken Republic made me cry during my pregnancy. When I was pregnant, I wept tears thanks to Chicken Republic. I'd never been so heartbroken by food before. It was an interesting experience, but please, let's face our hair tutorial first. Let me first teach you people how to do this hair before I enter gist. You know we're all about straight lines, so we're trying to straighten out the lines as we go along. It's better you have straight lines from the get-go and all you're doing is adjusting. So we're trying to cut out our 4 pie-shaped quadrants, and yeah, we're holding off every section. So you hold off every section so that it doesn't disturb you while you're cutting your next line. So I'm back to the front and I'm partitioning the hair. I'm making sure the middle part is actually in the middle before I start to section off. I take the middle part from the front because it helps me get a straighter line and then I can see what I'm doing. You know, it's so strange when you see some people that have a middle part and then it's not really in the middle and it's by the side. So you grease the middle here so that it doesn't hurt. Because you are weaving from the middle out, there's a tendency for it to pull and it might turn red and hurt the person. So what I try to do is grease the place and be very careful when I'm weaving down. And remember, the scope of this is to cut into thin pizza slices. So you're treating the 4 sections like the pizza slice. I take my first section out. Remember, triangular, you're cutting triangular lines, thin pizza slices, skinny pizza slices. That's what you're cutting out. So I have my triangular line and I'm weaving down from the top. I try not to pull, because if you pull very hard from the top, don't make sure your hand is not tight. Don't tighten your hand on the person's head, please. Headache is real. That's why when a lot of people finish doing Koruba, you see the middle is red and sometimes the person's hair even pulls out. Just be very careful with the person's hair that you're weaving. Try to take it gently from the start, because as you weave forward, as you weave down, it will actually get tighter as you weave down. So you just want to take it gently from the top and weave down. And I think based on this, we can start our gist now. The reason why people are really here, I know half of you are just here because of the gist, and I'm okay with that because the gist is a great gist. Now let me tell you people about how Chicken Republic made me cry when I was pregnant. This is how it went down. So you know there are 2 things that officially hit different when you're pregnant: sleep and hunger. That pregnancy sleep is a whole other level of sleep. It's like you visited another dimension or another planet, and then when you want to wake up, it's like the rocket ship brings you and you're like woo, and then you just come back and you're on Earth. I can't explain it. You just have to experience it. Waking up from the sleep is a whole process. Like you never come out of pregnancy sleep like whoosh. You come out in stages, like woo. That's how you come out. Then in hunger, sorry, what we're doing first? Hey God, I've gisted and gone. We're sectioning into 4 parts and then we're doing our pattern. We're taking our patterns first. We first have to partition our patterns before you people have allowed gist to carry me and go. You first have to partition your pattern so that it's easier for you to cut your even pizza slices. Once you have a pattern to follow, everything will be even. Your Koroba will not woggle to the side. It will not go and be sliding to the side. Instead of it to be like a straight pizza slice, it's now be a pizza slice with some angles, with some unnecessary curves inside. No, it's just going to be straight thin pizza slices if you do it this way. We're taking our pattern and we're doing it section by section. So by the time you are done, you would have 4 thin pizza slices, and those are the patterns you will follow to draw your lines. As you can see, I'm just taking it gently. Please remember, gentle on the person's head. This Koroba hairstyle, don't go and give the person headache the person not ask for. I think now we can go back to our gist. Then in hunger, you've never been hungry before. You've never been hungry before. That pregnancy hunger, you'll be feeling the hole. It's like it's digging a hole. Before I complete my gist, can I just hype how beautiful this thing looks? Just look at that. Just check me out. Guys, I'm a professional at what I do. Let me just say about some hype girls. Before I get back to the main gist, let me first just talk about some hype girls that I know. Hey, these girls, they can hype. Whoosh! We've started the main section. So after, once you've done your patterns, you've basically done your hairstyle, because after that, you just have to keep cutting the lines according to the pattern, pizza slices from thin to fat. I just said I should let you people know that I'm feeling myself. Hey, you people, do you have that one friend that can hype themselves? Like, hey, the time person is done hyping themselves, there's nothing left for you to even compliment or comment on the person. Before you even say, your hair is fine, I know. Oh, you're looking so great today, I know. Before, in fact, there should be that one we even allow you say it. Before you even say, you are looking, guys, have you noticed that my eyes just sparkle like the moon? And then you're just like, babe, calm down now. It's like, guys, I just realized that, man, me and Kim Kardashian, our shape, I beat Kim Kardashian hands down now. I'm hotter than her. You're just like, who is this human being? Guys, this just is based off a gaggle of young girls that I know, a group of young girls I know. I've not seen anybody that can hype themselves more than these young ladies. These young ladies are a proper hype team, and it's just those hype team for themselves, it's hype teams for each other. By the time this one is done hyping, this one is done hyping up there, there's nothing about their self-confidence that can be bruised. No man, no woman, no demon on earth can bruise those children's self-confidence. The way they enter this world and step into the place, like, yeah, we got this, because before they've entered the place, all of them have finished hype. They'll first start from themselves will hype themselves, then their friends will now hype themselves. In fact, it's not easy. Everybody needs a team of hype men like these children. Please, if you want to be connected to them, just let me know. I will hook you up. Their team is legit. And then I'm serious, I've seen the effect, because their self-confidence is not here. Even when they are doing nonsense, their self-confidence is high. Like, you can't tell them nothing, because they know that they are the everything. They are the shiznit. But then it's amazing. It's an amazing thing to see, because nowadays you tend to see friends that like tear each other down and like, all that vibe, all that selfish vibe of, oh, just me, oh, it's all about me, that. But then, like, it's not just about the hype for them. They're like so super selfless. They're amazing. They're actually amazing. And I will not mention their names so that they'll come and be asking me, oh, is it me you're talking about? I know you're talking about us. And then I'll be like, nope, I am not talking about you. I would never talk about you in my video. I will not give you another thing to go and hype yourself about. So no, it's not about you. Where was I in this gist matter? Yes, I was talking about pregnancy hitting different, pregnancy hunger hitting different. So basically, the hunger in pregnancy is a whole other level. It's like you have a hole in your tummy, and as the more minutes you spend hungry, the deeper the hole is getting, and you can feel the hole being dug inside your tummy. And by the time, in fact, I don't even know if I'm describing it right. That's how that day we shall go back from church. I was super hungry. Keep in mind that I used to make sure I eat in the morning, because if I don't eat in the morning, I'm not alright at all. As in, I can't function if I don't eat in the morning. So this one was afternoon hunger. And funny enough, it's not like I really used to eat like that when I was pregnant. I just used to eat like 3 standard meals. Like, it's not as if I used to heap the food and like eat like a whatever. No, I used to eat just 3 standard meals. But those 3 standard meals, once the hunger hits, they have to be available. The food can't not be there when the hunger comes. I shall know that the hunger will come morning, afternoon, nights, like a standard human being. Because regularly, I eat just like twice a day on a regular day. So for me, that pregnancy time, that eating 3 square meals, that was my pregnancy eating. Well, we interrupt this gist to beg you people to please help us and subscribe. Thank you very much. Just the subscribe button is just right there. Just help me to click it. It's right there. Just click it, please. Why are you stronging your heart against the subscribe button? Just click it. It's not going to do nothing. It's not going to remove nothing from you. It's not going to change your status in life. But trust me, it will change my own status on YouTube if you just help me and subscribe. So please hit the subscribe button. Thank you guys so much for hitting the subscribe button and for liking this video. Back to our gist. This afternoon hunger came, and then we just came back from church. It was one of the long services, so we're back from church. I really didn't have the energy to cook or anything, because I needed that food real quick. So our best option, go and get some fast food. So I'm like, oh, let's eat Chicken Republic. And get this, when I was pregnant, I couldn't eat chicken, I couldn't eat turkey, I couldn't eat any bird at all. I don't know what my baby had against birds at that time, but I couldn't eat chicken, I couldn't eat turkey. And in fact, it was a disaster. And in a country like Africa, where all the fast food joints you go to is basically rice and chicken, spaghetti and chicken, this one and chicken, that one and chicken, that's all they sell, something and chicken. It's very difficult for you to find one that has maybe like a beef option or a fish option, and then even those that offer like fish options or beef options, super expensive. You're just like, why are you doing this to me? So keep in mind, this food I'm struggling for is a food without protein. I'm like, oh, let's just get Chicken Republic. It's really close by, whatnot. So my darling husband helps me to go to Chicken Republic to go and get the food that his pregnant wife is craving now, Abby. So I'm like, bad as it bad, it's a 10-15 minutes affair. Like, I'll get the food right now. So he goes, oh, I'm waiting, 10, 15, 20. I've not seen him. What's going on? Hey, that's how I saw him. No food. I said, what happened? He said he forgot his ATM in the house. Hi. That's how the first level of tears was activated. I pushed it down. I said, no, I won't cry. And then he's like, oh, that besides, they didn't even have their jollof rice is not ready or something like that. Maybe they didn't have jollof rice. It's just fried rice they had. I'm like, okay, do you know what? Just get me rice and beans. So their rice and beans comes with like a nice sauce. I'm like, just get me rice and beans. I can eat that. I can't eat fried rice without this and blah, blah, blah. So he goes back, right? I'm like, okay, another 15 minutes. We can do this. Baby, let's calm down. I'm thinking, using things to distract myself, doing everything. I'm trying not to look at the time until he comes back. I'm like, wow, I'm such a strong pregnant woman. I was really hyping myself. I'm such a strong pregnant woman. Like, look at me handling this with such pregnant maturity. That's how Aisha finally came back, and I'm like, oh yeah, thank God, food. When you first smell that food and then the hunger is like, whoa. That's what happened. I smelled the food. I'm like, great. I open it. Woo. Get my rice and beans. Woo. Check inside the nylon. Where's the sauce? My brothers and sisters, there was no sauce inside this nylon. I was like, I have to be joking, as in maybe it's a mistake. I checked the nylon, checked inside the pack, checked everywhere, checked inside the rice oneself. There's no sauce. Darling husband, where's the sauce? Darling husband said, what sauce? I'm like, the sauce that comes with this rice and beans. They don't sell rice and beans without sauce. He's like, he doesn't know. If it's not there, that means the person didn't put it. Hey, you people. The cry entered level 2. I pushed it down. That okay, we can salvage this. I'm like, am I supposed to eat this rice and beans without sauce? He's like, okay, will you eat my fried rice? I'm like, I can't eat fried rice. I can't eat it. I was trying not to get upset at him because it wasn't really his fault. He didn't know that there was supposed to be sauce with the rice and beans. It was totally the attendant that sold the thing. It was the person's fault, and the person didn't sell the rice and beans with the sauce. So all my anger was now directed at this attendant that I could not even see, that was so inefficient in his or her job, that didn't have the common sense to put sauce inside rice and beans. How will you sell rice and beans without sauce? And collected complete money from my husband. I was just upset. And then the only solution was for me to eat salad without anything. So it was just basically raw. And their salad is not really great salad. The salad that they give you with the rice is like one coleslaw thing. Like, it's just cabbage and carrots that they just rubbed inside dressing. And I'm just like, God. And so that's how Monchon coleslaw gel. That's how I was eating the coleslaw. I was just thinking about the injustice of it all. How I'm just pregnant and suffering. Before I knew it, the tears refused to be dammed in. Hey, the tears, they just started falling as I was eating. With every spoon I was taking, the tears were just falling. This thing. My husband looked at me like, what's going on? I said, it's not you. I'm just so upset. I'm so upset and I'm so hungry. And I just feel like the injustice is just too much. Why would they do this to me? Why would they make me go hungry? Why would they put this sauce in the food? As in, he just looked at me like this. He's just like, man, I cannot engage on this level. He's just like, okay, I'm sorry. And, you know, he just faced his own food. So at this point, like, because I'd given up the rice and beans, I'd taken his own salad, and he was eating like fried rice and beans, and then my chicken, his chicken, because I couldn't eat chicken. So I'm just like, this is unfair. I'm the one that is growing a human being, and I'm the one that can't eat. I'm the one that can't get any food. I just say, he's like, should I go back and go and buy? I'm like, no, don't go back. Just stay. It's not fair for you to go back. Just stay. I'll get better. Don't worry. I'll be fine. And based on that, our hair has finished. Yeah, so our hair is done. Oh, look at that. Look at her doing the 360. It's so beautiful. So just imagine if you put beads around this hair. When you put beads around this hair, it is just amazing. Like, it gives you that, you know, that sense of feel, that, you know, like adorn it with whatever you want. Oh, I like those shiny things that they clip in. Those ones are really, really cool. I think we've come to the end of our episode. As you can see, I did not injure her in the middle. It is not red. It has a nice, shiny, healthy glow in the middle. It's still the color of her scalp. So please be gentle when you're plaiting the hair. And we've come to the end of our episode. Thank you so much. Please hit the subscribe button. Thank you for staying to the end. Thank you for enjoying the gist of how Chicken Republic made me cry when I was pregnant because one inefficient attendant decided not to do her complete order. Please subscribe. Thank you. Share. Someone might need this video, not the Chicken Republic part, the actual hair tutorial parts. Share. Thank you very much. How to make 2 steps. So it's really simple. It's just like cornrows divided into 2, but then you just decided to, like, you know, be stylish about it. So yeah, I think we should start. Hey, you people, guess what? Today I brought someone else to come and gist you people. And the gist is hot. Hey, all my boarding house people, where you at? We're about to expose the things that go down in your side. So yeah, before we enter the gist, let's start. Sorry. So before we enter the gist, guys, let's actually do some hair tutorial stuffs. All of you that are here for the gist, don't worry, the gist is coming and the gist is hot, it's sweet. Even me, when she was gisting me, I was like, Jesus, please. Guys, apart from the gist, once in a while, you'll probably be hearing a little child babble. Just accept it as it is, please. This is not a perfect. I not go to audio post production to produce this thing. I'm doing it inside my house. So thanks very much. Accept my mistakes. Nobody's perfect. Point me to the perfect man, and I will show you a liar. We have some nice colored gold hair here. You know, my models like to switch it up. You know, we don't just get you some boring looking hair. So you divide the hair. Hey God, it has started. You divide the hair into equal halves. You can do equal halves. You can do a smaller half. It depends on the shape of your head. You know, I'm all about the shape of that head. You better do a hairstyle that fits the shape of your head. Don't go and say because my friend has done this hairstyle, I'll now go and do it. You've forgotten that your friend's hair is oblong. Your own hair is like square. Please, let's all respect the shape of our heads. I like to take my partition from the middle a lot of times. You know, I'm all about patterns, and then this is the best way for you to get your pattern. So you do the first one in the middle, and then you weave that down, and you use that to do the other ones. Like, you know, I don't like wogo things. And if you take it from the side sometimes, before you know it, you just realize that your hand is slanting. Your hand is just slanting, and then by the time you reach the end, you just realize you have one calabar hanging instead of a straight line. So it's better you just do it from the middle once and for all, and then just use that as your, you know, your pattern drafting. That being said, as I've now explained to you the reason why we're doing what we're doing, let's start our gist. My friend, give us the gist. Please tell us about your first day in secondary school. When you arrived and they told you, first tell us how you felt when you were going to boarding house, and then when you now landed, how they now gave you that, you know, that good. Buzzballs.
So that's how, first of all, I was like maybe 10 or 10 and a half or something. And by the way, just for context, yes, just for context, I'm like petite. I'm not. Hey,
she's a petite.
Yes,
she's
I'm
tiny.
Petite. Please.
You people will just imagine like Duracell battery, like AAA Duracell battery, not double A, AAA Duracell battery. Oh yeah,
you guys are a serious child. Anyways, so imagine me at 10 years old, very small and gentle and quiet. Okay. And reserved, and you know, such a good child and a good girl. So they say, oh, you're going to boarding house. I'm like, oh, all excited and stuff. And then, you know, it was Sunday and I hadn't eaten and all of that because of the excitement and everything. So I got to school, and then, you know, dropped my bags. My mom was there, my sisters were there, and then I was like,
such an
you know,
emotional send-off.
you know, and then mom still left and everything.
She's going to be an independent woman.
Oh my God! In a few
living
hours.
her life.
So mom still left, everybody left, and then it was like, okay, it's time for dinner. And then of course they will give you orientation and all of that, but then it's the teachers that give you orientation, or the matron and whatnot that give you orientation. It's like, oh, stuff that is supposed to happen to you.
Rules and regulations, don't steal.
You know?
Don't kill.
But then
Don't
the actual
lie.
reality of what's going to happen to you is like different. Baby, you're supposed to be talking about the hair.
Sorry, they know that they are just supposed to be weaving now. You shall cut the pattern and weave. You cut the pattern and weave. You cut the pattern and weave. Don't worry, I'm on this.
On it. Okay.
I'm on it. They know I'm a great teacher. Your virtual hairdresser.
That's how we now got into the dining hall. First of all, it was so rowdy. I was like, wait, what's going on? Then they assigned us to tables. Apparently, so like there are 10 people to a table, and the school was quite big, so there a lot of people.
5,000 students.
Not 5,000, maybe like 500 or something.
500.
I don't know.
Wow.
I can't remember.
Why did I imagine? In the school I went to were like 5,000. I'm not joking.
About 5,000 is plenty.
Because in every arm there were like maybe 50, it was A to J or something. It was like A to J, and in that A to J there's like 20 something students, 20 something to 30 students. So
in one class,
so that's 300 students for primary 5.
Wait, hold on. I'm talking about secondary school, by the way. This is me going to JS1.
Okay.
But wait, we're like maybe
Think
70,
about
80 in a class.
Think about
And
it
they're
well.
like 8 to
Portion that your number well.
8 to maybe J. That's just
My
for, like,
sister, you put
JS1. So like
thousands.
JS1 to SS3. It's like okay.
You put thousands.
Well, we are a lot, but again, that's like the whole school. It's not
Yeah.
everybody that was in boarding house. It was like day and boarding.
Okay.
That's how we got into the dining hall. See me feeling like, oh, what's going on here, you know? And then they're like, okay, assign you to a table. They're like 10 people on the table. I'm like, okay. And then randomly, it's not like oh, just one on a table, just one on a table. It's just random. They can find SS3, SS2, whatnot. And then, by the way, the SS3 students were so big. They were like mothers. They were like, what's going on in
this be like 22, 25.
Yes, now, like,
You see some of them already have children.
It was from our set that they started becoming small now. You see us tiny bullet points like this. They will be saying that we're seniors too.
And then, okay, so let's say there are like 1,000 students in let's just say 500, just for context.
Okay.
So there are like 500 students.
Wait first, before you enter 500 students, we've reached the front.
Okay,
And we have to teach them. So now, in this part, I'm trying to decide which pattern to do for her. Whether I should give her side pattern, or I should give her middle pattern, or I should give her side slant.
Okay.
But I just said I should show you people that if you want to do side pattern, or this is where you take it from the side of the hair, like in the corner. If you want to take from the middle, you cut it from the middle. Then if you want to do slant, that middle that you've done, don't forget, I've told you before, if you want to do middle pattern, after you open it from the back, you now go and face the person in the front, so that you will not go and disproportionate the person's head. Now that you see some people, they will have middle passing, you now be like, is it that they not mold the person's head well when the person was small? Why is this side bigger than this side? Because they did not cut the person's middle passing well. It's not the person's fault, it's the hairdresser's fault. So please cut your middle passing right. So now that you've seen how to cut the middle part, I think after this point I decided that let me not risk it before I give her go ahead. Let me just do slant parting. When you want to cut your slant part, you just take it and just slant it. You just slant your hand and just slice it. So I think at this point you can continue your gist. 500 people, go.
So 500 people, just say give or take 500 people, and then in the kitchen there are like maybe pots, plates, cutleries for like maybe 150 or 200 people. I didn't know all this, by the way. So I'm just like, oh, what's going on? What's happening? And then we're just chilling, waiting for food. And then some people are eating. Apparently, those people were like the seniors. Again, keep in mind.
Wait,
okay.
First, I'm about to interrupt you. Sorry, there's some tutorial going on. So I've cut the slant parting now. I know you people are angry that I've cut the gist, but this is why you are here, for tutorial, not for gist. So I've cut the parting, and as usual, you start from the middle. I always start from the middle so that you will not bend somebody's head, because you just start from the middle, please, and then just follow the pattern from the middle. So I've cut the hair from the middle, and then now I can go to the side and start to weave from there. A lot of times I also go from the middle out, but I said that let me just try to do it like normal people. But from moving onwards, I would be doing it the way I used to do it, the way I taught myself. By the way, I taught myself these things. I've told you before. But yeah, it's not me that people are here for. People are here for the other gist. Continue your gist.
But that's how I was just sitting down there. People were eating all around me. I'm wondering what's going on. This is our table. What's happening? There's no food. What's going on? Anyways, finally.
Wait, first, before you know what finally happened, have you subscribed? It's the subscribe button. Help me and subscribe, please. You see, it's not doing anything to you. No money, it's free. But for me, what it's doing to me in my life is adding to my status on YouTube. Please just help me and subscribe. Thank you. And then while you're cutting the lines, please, this is not the time to be straight. Please be slanting your hand. Be slanting your hand because it's a slant part. So you want it to kind of go to the side. This is not one of those times where they will yab you for having, right? Actually, your lines should actually be slanted. They should just be, tilting slightly, just a nice tilt, just a slight tilt, not too much, not too little, just enough to give it that. Yeah, so go.
Apparently, again, I did not know this. You have to go and hustle for pots and plates and cutlery. And then this was Sunday night, so it's like white rice and stew. So you have to hustle for 2 pots so that you can put white rice in one and then stew in another one. Again, I did not know this. Anyway, so I'm just chilling.
Why did you just share it on all the tables?
Hey, you have to hustle for it. Share it on which table. In fact, after you will be waiting around for other people, especially seniors that have already eaten. You wait around for it. You get pots. You go and wash it. Come back and give the kitchen women to put for your table.
Wow.
Yes, that's what used to happen. Finally, this one, me hunger has finished me. Finally, they now shall brought food to our table just as they were about to dish. This I'm not lying. I'm serious. Just as they were about to dish into the plate, a senior just again, I don't know if she was a senior. I just knew she was somebody. She just jumped on the table and said, "The last junior in this dining hall." I don't even know what that meant. I knew that people were jumping out of the dining. I'm like, wait, what's going on? We were flying over each other, trying to get out of the dining hall. It was that I found out that this thing was like one of those devil seniors and she was the dining hall prefect anyway. So it was like apparently dining was over and then we had not eaten. You understand? We left that food on the table.
Wow, you couldn't
we left
the pots.
Which pots? We left that food on the table. People were flying tables to get out of that place. I'm like, what? Again, I shall go with the flow. What's going on? Just in case I shall.
This is your first night in boarding house.
Very first experience.
10-year-old child.
Very first experience.
Wow.
They said it was time for prep. That's how we went to prep class. See, I've not even got. I've not attended one class. You don't understand.
What
my
are
very
you
first day
prepping
in
for?
senior in secondary school. I went and I sat down there. Hunger wanted to finish me. Aside the hunger, I was just really confused. That wait, what just happened? Like, what
did I
is
just
this?
experience?
What is it a prank? Are they going to call us back and say, oh, this is like, oh, welcome to secondary school.
Oh, yeah, come and eat your food.
Oh yeah, come and eat your food. Oh.
Please,
legit, we slept like that. Oh, legit.
How about when you left?
Hey, my God, another gist. Better come and talk about your
No, don't worry. We're still partying it. Continue the gist.
Prep time ended. At this point, I can't even remember. It's been so long. I can't remember what time prep ended. But maybe like I don't know. I can't remember. So we shall left. We're going. Hey, this one I don't have to explain it. Anyways, there's one place. How do I explain this? No.
Maybe like the beginning of one road to the end of the road.
Beginning of road to the end. So again, prep is in the classrooms. Classrooms are far to the far right. The hostels are to the far left. Yeah. But then junior hostel is separate from senior hostel. On the way to junior hostel, there is a tank where people fetch water.
Okay.
At that tank, usually at night, seniors would have left. What's the business of prep? They would have left prep.
Our
prep
senior
class
girls.
Before. That's how. As I was sitting down there bemoaning my fate, they said, "Okay, okay, oh." Prep has ended, you can now go to your hostels. Again, I didn't know anybody. It was my first time. Actually, all the JS1 students, all the new students grouped together because we're plenty in this shocking experience. So,
with your Duracell battery size,
with my petite, please, what's that? My very cute petite frame. That is a French word now. It's like petite. Yeah, thank God. My very cute petite frame.
So guys, wait first. Sorry, let me just quickly teach you something here. So there are 2 ways for you to do this pattern. You can do a straight line like this. That's what I'm showing you now. I'm just going to weave it to the back to basically clarify the 2 ways to run the parts, like slant parts that you want to do. So you can weave it straight to the back like this. As you can see, it gives you a nice demarcation, and then you just continue the pattern with everything like that. That's an option there, right there. It looks nice, right? So yeah, that's not the style I'm doing because I'm not really a fan of that style. I'm going to do the other style. So the other method is for you to basically take it one by one, like how you did it on this other side. Exactly. So you just follow it that way and then continue to slant your hand. continue to just cut the line in a slant. For some people think that I'm not well educated. You people are well educated, though. I can speak English very well. I can even use accents. If you want me to use accents,
Perhaps you should.
no, I will not. But so just continue to do it with a slant. Just cut your lines in a slant. You know, this one is so much simpler and it just allows the gist flow. You have finished this hot gist, please.
So, anyways, on the way to junior hostel, there's this like, how will I call it? There's this space, bridge, gap, something. That place, that line, I don't know what to call it. It's only if you're there you can understand. That place, to the corner of that place, that's where those seniors used to stay at night. So at that time, they are fetching water for the next day, for their baths, they are washing their clothes, they are doing stuff. And you know, as per seniors, they need slaves to help them carry out all this.
It's you slaves, slave labor.
To align, they're looking for
Unpaid slave labor.
Unpaid slave labor. And if they catch you, I did not know this. So, so what happens is, when everybody walks to that part, to the beginning of that bridge, permit me, it's just a bridge. It's not an actual bridge. It's just a space. If you cross there successfully, you get to your hostel. If you don't cross there successfully and they catch you, slave trade begins. So I didn't know this, but hey, I started lucky to be in the middle of the group. So legit, what happens is you come to that place and then everybody just stops, and then wait for people to gather, and then literally somebody whispers, on your marks, get set, go. And
in a whisper.
How do people
we thank God.
If you like, don't hear. If you like, don't hear. If you like, don't hear. God helps you if you move too fast. God helps you if you move too slow and they catch you. And then everybody picks you. This is like Usain Bolt running. This is like and you run all the way to your room. You don't understand? Because to your room. You literally run from that place all the way to your room. We did this every night. I'm not joking. Yes.
So wait, so did you survive that first night?
I did. Thank God. We thank the Lord. I did. And then nobody explains these things to you.
So you just so when you got there, you just waited and then you just.
I saw people waiting now. So myself, I waited now. Very, very wise. I will not go there. What happened? That's how we ran. This running. Then I go to the house, my house was beating. What just happened in this place? What just happened? Nobody explains anything to you. You put 2 and 2 together and say, oh, this is the way the system works.
Wow.
Yes, and then you fix yourself there.
Okay.
That's the end of my G's.
Wow. Okay, this was a full-on experience. I went to boarding house, but I did not have that particular experience.
First day, mind you, first
day orientation. And we have come to the end of the video and the gist. And yes, our model is doing a nice 360 so that you can see the result of what we have done. Yes, the result of what we have done. So this is the 2-step. This is what they call it. They call it 2 steps. See, I don't know the African name. This one, I met it in English. So you will just shall forgive me. You can see that the slant part is showing, the braids are even, everything is all pretty, and this is a very common hairstyle in secondary schools. It's a very common hairstyle for Ghana weaving also. For people that like to do Ghana weaving, they like to do it. They like to do it, and then they'll put like maybe braids at the back. You know, there's so many different parts and different styles to it. There's so many different methods to it. So yeah, this is how to make 2-step, and this is one of the reasons why you should not send your children to boarding house. Goodbye. Please subscribe, share with someone you don't know. Someone might need this. Thank you, and thank you so much, my friend, for coming to gist on the show.
You're welcome.
Well, today we're going to be learning how to make the famous Yoruba didi. Well, they call it French braid, but yeah, we know it as didi in Africa here. It's called didi. This video is going to be very slow. It's not going to be as quick as our other videos so that I can capture, because this is actually like a proper tutorial for beginners. You can see that first you have to cut the line, make sure it's straight, and for all back or cornrows, there has to be a curve in your line, because nobody's head is a straight line. You kind of have to follow the curve of the person's head when you're cutting. So we're trying to straighten out the line now. That's what's happening. So we pack up that hair so that it doesn't disturb us. I'm sure a lot of you are waiting for the gist. The gist is going to come, but today is going to be more of a tutorial stuff than a gist stuff. So now that we've done that, we'll divide the hair into two, because like normally in the regular weaving you don't do that. You don't divide into two again after dividing your big one. So you divide your one into two equal halves. You try to make it as equal as you can, and then you pick up the tiny bits in front. Can you see? You try to pick up the tiny bits in front, and you hold it that way. You hold the two halves, then you take a bit in the middle. Yeah, I had to bring another angle, a different angle, so you see clearly. So you push a bit into the middle. As you can see, it's three halves, but a very tiny half in the middle while you're holding the other two sides, and then you push it in. Yes, push it in and pull. You push the other side in and pull. You push it in and pull, then the other side in and pull. So you put his left, push it center, right, push it center. The one in the center, you kind of try to pull it into the one you just took out. Yeah, can you see? Left, right, center, left, right, center kind of thing. So that's what you do. Or yeah, put it over. Take the one at the back, add it to the one you just took out of, then go to the other side, push it over, take the one at the back, pull it into the one you just took out of. As you are progressing, you are also like taking in little bits, because that's what makes the weave slip. I'm trying to get the best angle. She has a lot of hair, so it's a little bit hard to see, but I'm trying to get the best angle of the finger movement so that you can see, because your finger movements are also very important. And if you can be just a little bit patient, when it gets to about the middle of the hair, you see better finger movement, so it would help you, it would guide you. At this part, her hair was actually really covering the finger movement, but it's just for you to like get the pattern and get the idea and sense of what it is at this beginning part. Can you see? I'm just showing you to be clear. So I try to get another angle here. This angle now, so is over, pack from the back, the one that's already in the middle, then take from the other side, push it. So the one in the middle basically now goes to the one that you've taken from. So it's like you're giving back what you've taken. That's the idea of a braid. You give back what you've taken. So it goes from the left side. So the one at the back now has to go to the left side. The one on the right goes over, the one at the back comes to the right side. That's how it goes. So it's give and take, give and take. Give from the back, from the front, collect from the back. Give from the front, collect from the back. So if the left side gives from the front, then it takes from the back. If the right side gives from the front, it takes from the back. If the front side gives from the front, it takes from the back. That's the middle piece at the back is what's taken. So it's like the middle piece at the back is like that visitor that you keep tossing left and right, like, oh, okay, visit me now, yay, visit me now, yay, visit me now, yay. So that's what's going on. And yeah, so here you can see the hand movements better, like I promised you. I told you if you stuck it out, you'll see better hand movements in the middle. So you can kind of see the way her hand is capturing it. So it tries to capture it in small bits. The hands are being captured in small bits, like that. Yeah, small bits, yes, like that. That's the hand movement. You try to use like maybe your, hey God, do I know the names of the fingers? The thumb and your index finger play a major role in dividing the hair and pulling it together, and you kind of have to hold the entire 3 strands with your 2 hands. So it's a little bit of work holding 3 strands with 2 hands, but that's what weaving is all about. When you get used to it, you'll be able to do it effortlessly without even thinking about it. But right now, you just have to concentrate on holding those 3 strands with your 2 hands. So the idea of it is, while one is being pulled over and the other one is at the back, there's a little bit of force that is keeping everything together so that it doesn't loosen. Yeah, so that's what you keep doing to the end, and try to push out that there'll be some strands, stray strands that will try to enter. Just try to push them out. So yeah, that's the hand movement. You grip with your index finger and your thumb, and then you use your middle finger to kind of keep them separate, because you don't want them to join together. You want them to join together, but you don't want them to be mushy together. You want them to join together based on your own terms and conditions, not on their own terms and conditions. And so that's what you do. Forefinger and index finger and thumb to grip, and middle finger to separate and smoothing. So the forefinger acts like a divider. So it will divide the hair, take the bit and the amount that you want, and pull it in. And yeah, we have gotten to the end of the braid, and we braid it up. And I know you think we're at the end of the tutorial, but haha, we are not. Because I'm nice, I'm going to do a second braid so that you kind of get the hang of it. So instead of going back to go and like repeat it, sort of, you just, you know, watch what I'm doing. And then she's weaving it down. It's being woven down. Yeah, so that's the braid. Just to show you a sample. No need to break your head. I will go around. Didi is always done from the back, actually. It's mostly done from the back in Africa. Interesting fact about Didi, it's believed that in Nigeria it started from the Igbira people, that were the ones that used to do Didi. And Didi is actually a very spiritual hairstyle also. It's used for you to, you know, pay adulation to like your god or something, and it's meant for like it used to be for single girls also. I found all these interesting facts about Didi for you guys. So it used to be for single girls. They have like different hairstyles that they will do. So if you're single and not yet married, you do Didi as a way for you to show that you are preserving yourself for marriage. It's so cute though about Didi in African culture. You know, hairstyles are really important in African culture because every hairstyle has like its own like unique interpretation in African culture, and it's really, really cool. All these hairstyles you do, I feel like when you know like why you are wearing them, it gives you an extra oomph. We Africans already have that oomph, but just knowing exactly what it is just gives that extra oomph that, you know, you can't get anywhere else but we Africans. So yeah, we're cutting another line right now, and I'm all about those smooth lines. So we're trying to smoothen out the lines, and we'll hold up the hair on the other side so that it's not a mess. And I know a lot of you are here for gist though, and I have sweet gist. I actually do legit have sweet gist. Let me now quickly give you the sweet gist. Let me find a way to choke it in. But first, please don't forget to subscribe, Sha. But let me choke in the sweet gist. Just remember that after this line, you will now divide the hair into two again, and then start the weaving again. I'm doing the second braid so that you can see it very well clearly, because it's actually much clearer in the second braid. And number two, so that I can quickly give you sweet gist. Let me now tell you about one embarrassing moment that happened to me when I was like maybe 14, 15. You know, when you're 14, 15, you feel like you're a total babe now at that time. So it was not like Christmas period or this how many years ago, 14, 15. Wow, it was a long time ago. I was in like maybe SS1. It was Christmas period, so that day I had already bought my Christmas clothes. It was ready, I'd ironed it was shiny, it was everything. I'm just like, man, today, oh my god. By the time I dress this khaki and cut this dressing, that they don't know that. Do you understand what it is? It's the day of our Lord. It's the day they born Jesus, and so I must what? Turn up and show up, and then I must be a babe about it. So anyways, Sha had said, okay, no problem. I'd gone to my house. I was supposed to go and visit an uncle of mine also. So, you know, I'd had my bath, I'd dressed up, I'd done the, you know those all those makeups of those time, eye pencil, eyebrow, eye pencil, lipstick, all those things with lip gloss, lips shining, Ororo mouth shining. My face was shining bright. White powder plus Ororo equals what? A babe. Anyways, Sha went to, okay, let me teach you about this grip first before I enter this place that I went to, and how I was so embarrassed for my life and my destiny. I just wanted the ground to open up and swallow me. Like I needed the ground to open up and swallow me. But anyway, Sha, so this grip, remember that small tiny one for you to start, that's your middle push. That's the one that you give and take in the middle. Yep. And you push it and you go over, take it, collect it back. The right side gave you, and so now you have to collect it back. Now the left side is giving, gotta collect it back. The right side is giving, collect it back, collect it from the back. And then the left side is giving, you collect it from the back. Ooh, I told you guys that it will be much clearer on this braid. I fulfill my promises, don't I? I fulfill my promises. And then yeah, that's basically, so you just continue this dance. Basically, that's what it is. Back to my gist. That's how I shall left my house, so that okay, well, I'm done dressing up, or I've been at least let people see me as I'm walking on the road. I was walking on the road, I was going. And guys, in case you don't know, I use glasses. Anyway, I can't remember if I had my glasses on this time or my glasses were working or not. I went and I met my brother at like the corner of the street, and then at the corner of the street, Nepa was digging one hole. Nepa had dug one hole like this in the ground. If you people are already laughing by this point, I'm not sure that you people are my true friends. Anyways, Nepa dug one hole in the middle of the ground. So I met my brother, and then my brother now reminded me about something that maybe I left and blah 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 and whatever. And then listening, he was there at the bus stop with his friends, and he was there at the bus stop with his friends. And now I'm a fine guy, I'm a babe, and then his boys, and I'm my teenager, so I'm just like, a baby's coming, And when I got there, my brother is like, oh, look at you, all dressed up for Christmas, and I'm just like, yeah, and he's like, yeah, and all the comments started coming, and purpose achieved now, Abby. And then my brother now sent me on an errand to go and get something. So I turned around now that let me go and do the message that my brother sent me, or I turned around to go back to the house and get it. And when I turned around and I took that step landed me inside this hole that Nepa dug. It's like Nepa dug that hole with me in mind to destroy my Christmas and my fine girl. That's how I slid inside. That wasn't even the bad part. The bad part of the sliding inside is that the hole was it was red dust. It was red dust, so it was like there was a little mud going on inside. So, and this clothes that I wore, it wasn't jeans, so it was like a newspaper print, so it was like very light. It was light colored jeans, so it was like a newspaper print jeans, a nice pink tank top. I put on this cap, like this bullock. I can't remember the cap that it was. I had shades on, gonna say. It was a complete package. I had pink shades on, complete with the shoes. Wow, what a dressing, man. I was a babe. Anyway, that's how I fell inside this thing. The laughter now started. From hailing in glory to laughter to mocking. I was a mockery. That's how they started laughing. My brother now said, are you blind? Can't you see? Hey God, he just finished me. My brother managed to help me out of the hole, and in my shame and my everything and all my fine girl for Christmas clothes gone, I walked back to the house with the muddy jeans, and then I didn't really have extra clothes like that, so I kind of had to, or did I remove the muddy jeans? I think I had to remove the muddy jeans and wear like regular clothes. That's how Christmas ended in like 5 minutes for me. Christmas took all of 5 minutes for me. Anyway, wow, just check out this braid. That's the story and the gist I have for you people today. I beg, people cannot take on my life story. Anyway, so this is the braid, and I'm sure from this tutorial you saw like how to actually feed in the braid. I only did this so that you at least be a little engaged while you learn. I feel like this second braid really showed it, and I slowed this down so that I realized that also, once again, it's for beginners. This tutorial is for beginners. If you're already know how to do didi, I don't know what you are looking for here. So this tutorial is for beginners, so a lot of it is slowed down so that they can actually see what's going on, see the hand movement, see everything that is required and needed. And I really hope that this was really helpful. I tried to be as clear as possible because I went through a lot of comments on like some other tutorial videos, and people were complaining that you couldn't see the hand movement, you couldn't see clearly. So I just decided that perhaps I should just try to help out and do a clear version with the hand movements and everything slowed down. So yeah, that's it for us at Vintage African Hairstyles, now Vinafriq. Vintage African Hairstyles, now Vinafriq. So hit the like button, subscribe, share, and then you can try it out and like send us pictures on Instagram. Vinafriq everywhere. Vinafriq on Instagram, on Facebook. Send us pictures. Let's see what you did with this tutorial. Bye guys, until next time.